For every waifu that's loved by everyone, there's also one that no one really likes. And everyone fights over which way round that is. But let's start with something we can all agree on. The best gyaru of all time. Marin Kitagawa, My Dress-Up Darling. From My Dress-Up Darling, she's this bubbly, outgoing, and effortlessly charismatic girl who walks through life like she's the main lead in a rom-com. Funny that. She loves her hobbies, embraces her passions, and somehow manages to make being unapologetically herself look both fun and romantic. Fans adore her because she's this perfect blend of confidence and sincerity. She isn't just loud and energetic for show, she's genuine. She cares about the people around her, and that's what makes Gojo fall in love with her. On top of having a lovable personality and being a gyaru, Marin also manages to give us just the right amount of fan service that keeps not only the men, but even the women glued to the screen. She is described by many as the ultimate waifu, and everything they want in a girl. Fun fact, by the by, she's one of the main reasons that gyaru fashion has had a bit of a resurgence in Japan of late and spawned a lot of similar styles of story, which is kinda cool if you think about it. But unlike Marin, Chizuru Ichinose proves that sometimes being perfect on paper just isn't enough. Chizuru Ichinose, Rent-A-Girlfriend. At first glance, Chizuru is the dream waifu. Elegant, driven, and smart enough to know exactly how to navigate a chaotic romantic landscape without breaking a sweat. But when you actually watch the show, you realize she's not the kind of person to be rooting for. Her teasing, her indecisiveness, and her endless will she won't she with Kazuya turns what could have been charming into frustration for the viewers and everyone else in the show. In total, just for the record, our guy Kazuya has spent over $250,000 on this girl, but she keeps rejecting him. I know some of you might blame the guy for being a tool, and there's some truth to that here. He's making these choices, but we can't deny that Chizuru also constantly keeps on showing interest in Kazuya. And let's be real, it kind of undercuts what the show was supposed to be about in the premise. By dragging it on so long, what could have been sincere and interesting and articulate if done in a mature, careful fashion ends up being played for drama and laughs and for continuation in the way that really undercuts and cheapens the product and unfortunately the characters within it. And I think what Chizuru and Kazuya could have been as a story is long since disappeared and sunk to the bottom of the proverbial sea. As another note, many people just blame the author for this whole thing. And I think there's some truth to that. I mean, the guy is really weird. Google this one with care, folks. You see, fans have discovered that the real reason Chizuru is not ending up with Kazuya is because the author actually sees Chizuru like his own real girlfriend. Or at least so the rumors go, and there's a lot of them going around, let me tell you. So, yep, the guy is drawing Chizuru from his own point of view and posting it on Twitter as if the two of them are dating, just so you know. But while Chizuru was busy disappointing everyone, Nami surpassed everyone's expectations. Nami, One Piece. Two things I really appreciate about Nami's character. Okay, no, this isn't the real post, but our guy on Reddit did phrase it really weirdly. And there's some validity to that joke because many people and haters of One Piece in general think that we only love Nami because of her looks. But in reality, there's way more to her character. She's smart, bold, and probably the only reason that Luffy hasn't accidentally sailed into a volcano by now. She started out as a thief with trust issues, but ended up as the moral GPS of a bunch of idiots. Because that's the thing about Nami. She's this perfect balance of everything. Reddit threads call her the real captain. Twitter can't decide if they want to date her, be her, or hire her to fix their financial trauma. And any One Piece fan knows when Nami cries, you cry too. I'm not the one who makes the laws. That's just how it is. Because under all that sass and greed is someone who just wanted control in a world that kept taking it away. That's what makes her special. She's not perfect, but she fought to be free. But the same can't be said for Sakura. Sakura Haruno from Naruto. While Sakura was a symbol of strength and intelligence, she was also the internet's favorite punching bag. It all starts with the original Naruto series, where she has no depth to her whatsoever. She's just going crazy over Sasuke and being mean to Naruto for seemingly no reason at all. And let's not forget, she's never really useful in any situation. But this took a turn in Shippuden. Sakura came back pretty strong, an extremely powerful medic with extreme strength. Who would love her? Well, turns out a lot of people would still not like her, because none of it matters the moment Sasuke enters the picture. Every time she started to develop a strong independent persona, the story would drag her right back into her "please notice me Sasuke" timeline. I mean, even our boy Naruto had enough of her shit eventually. In short, Sakura was a character that had a lot of potential to be better, but due to some writing choices, a lot of fans ended up hating her throughout the entire series. And I do think she did manage to redeem herself somewhat by the end of the series. But that's not the case with Mikasa Ackerman, who is always willing to fight for the person she loves the most. Mikasa Ackerman, Attack on Titan. Mikasa is strong, really strong. Let's be real, if Eren didn't have those Titan powers, Mikasa would be taking all the spotlight. She's the ultimate elite soldier, stoic, disciplined, and frighteningly efficient at everything she does. She doesn't need to yell to command attention. Her presence alone says, "Don't mess with me or anyone I care about." Fans love her because beneath all the blades and battlefield prowess is an emotional depth. Her devotion to Eren isn't just romance, it's loyalty, love, and a driving force that fuels her every action. Mikasa embodies quiet strength. She's the definition of badass with a heart, a combination that makes her both relatable and aspirational. And even though Mappa ruins her face in animation towards the end, I'm never forgiving you for that, Mappa, by the by. In the end, while Mikasa is forced to take Eren's life, she still loves him and cares for him deeply. And isn't that what we all want from a waifu? Anyway, the next waifu was hated while being a relatively good character. Yotsuba Nakano, the Quintessential Quintuplets. She's loyal, supportive, and the kind of character whose positivity makes you wonder if she secretly has superpowers or at least a bottomless energy drink. Fans loved her because she wasn't flashy or dramatic. She was the wholesome glue holding the quintuplets together. Her enthusiasm was infectious, her heart was pure, and she had this constant "I got your back" energy that made you want to root for her no matter what. But then came the ending, and the fandom lost their minds. Yotsuba was revealed as the final bride, and suddenly the optimism that made her lovable turned into the source of heated Reddit debates. Unearned, rushed, why her? Threads were filled with betrayal, confusion, and a lot of typing in all caps. Polls consistently rank her as the least satisfying winner among the quintuplets. Fans were split between "she deserved it" and "this ruins everything," leaving poor Yotsuba stuck as the poster child for controversial happy endings. But if you thought Yotsuba was cute, this next waifu will leave you in awe. Kaoruko Waguri, Kaoru Hana wa Rin to Saku. She is the kind of girl who makes you feel like maybe the world isn't entirely cruel and worth living. Kaoruko Waguri is gentle, reserved, and quietly diligent. She doesn't need flashy abilities, dramatic backstories, or over-the-top antics to be unforgettable. Her charm is in the little things, a patient smile, a soft word at the right time, the kind of presence that just makes everything feel calmer. Fans love her because she embodies peace. She's not out to wow anyone, but she consistently shows care, empathy, and emotional steadiness that makes her the perfect comfort character. Her quiet patience and sincerity give her that rare waifu energy that you don't just admire, but one you want to be near. On the internet, anime fans are constantly trying to protect her, and she's the one waifu they don't even want to goon to, which is shocking considering anime fandoms in general. Wow. In the end, Waguri is just the right blend of wholesomeness and great personality, unlike Misa Amane. Misa Amane, Death Note. Misa is the OG goth baddie of anime that men fall in love with immediately. But many also fell out of love pretty soon after seeing how crazy she is willing to go for a man that doesn't give a flying about her. In the world of Death Note, where every character plays 4D chess with morality, she's bubbly, devoted, and impulsive, all for the wrong reasons. Yet that somehow made her super iconic. From her entirely black attire to the theatrics of "I'll die for you," that's equal parts intriguing and terrifying, she's loyal to a fault, devoted beyond reason. For better or worse, Misa is the definition of a ride or die, emphasis on die in this particular instance. That devotion, no matter how misguided, made her a symbol of passion and madness all in one. But let's be real, a lot of fans couldn't stand her. To them, Misa wasn't tragic, she was just annoying. Loud, irrational, and completely blind to light's manipulation. Don't worry, Misa, you're still my favorite. I mean, underneath the impulsive chaos and misplaced loyalty, there's something heartbreakingly human about Misa. And also, let's be real, a lot of the people who hate on Misa maybe don't hate Light as much as they should do because he's quite charismatic and was the main character for a little too long, despite becoming more and more evil. That's a discussion for another episode. But that's not the case with this next waifu. Momo Ayase, Dandadan. Of course, everyone loves Momo Ayase. Hell, everyone loves Dandadan right now. That show is sick. Momo is the kind of girl who feels like both your best friend and your crush at the same time. She's bold, blunt, and big-hearted, and the type who'll dive headfirst into the supernatural chaos around her and somehow come out cracking jokes with a demon still clinging to her shoe. What makes Momo such a standout waifu isn't some forced archetype or overdone tsundere checklist. It's her realism. She's confident without ego, loyal without being naive, and her chemistry with Okarun is pure chaos in the best way. They bicker, they fight off aliens and ghosts, and somehow it all feels natural. It's not the perfect romance story, it's about two weirdos who accidentally make perfect sense together. Fans adore her for being that perfect mix of crazy and sane. She's fearless, hilarious, and somehow doesn't want to be saved because she's usually the one doing the saving. She's got that unfiltered energy that reminds you of every loud, stubborn, warm-hearted friend who'd fight the entire universe for the people they love. And somehow, she still makes it look cool. I guess it's that gyaru thing coming back again. Shout out to Marin from earlier. And the fandom clearly agrees. She's ranked number 2 in the Dandadan popularity poll with over 25,000 votes, which is wild for a character who spends half her time yelling at ghosts and the other half defending her crush from his own awkwardness. But while Momo is loved for her fun and yet serious personality, Makima has redefined what it means to be manipulate and groom. Makima, Chainsaw Man. This is the only woman that can make real-life young adults bark at the cinema and even do embarrassing cosplays like this. Intelligent, soft-spoken, and colder than a winter funeral. Makima is the definition of quiet control. She's not your typical waifu, she's the boss waifu. The one who doesn't ask for your attention, she commands. There's a reason fans were instantly obsessed. That mix of mystery, power, and danger hit harder than Denji's poor, love-struck brain could handle. Her every word feels calculated, every smile looks rehearsed, and yet you still find yourself leaning closer, wanting to know more. She's the ultimate paradox of waifus. But then comes the twist. The control devil, the manipulator of minds, the abuser of trust, the embodiment of everything you should stay away from, but don't. And suddenly, the fanbase split in half. Half still simping like she's a religion, the other half building shrines just to burn them. Because Makima isn't some misunderstood villain, she is the worst kind of villain. Reddit and Tumblr call her the ultimate love-to-hate waifu, and it's true. She's the kind of character that makes you question your moral, your taste, and possibly your sanity. One post will praise her as a goddess of dominance, and the next will read, "Bro, she killed my favorite character and I still can't hate her." Makima's appeal isn't that she's lovable, it's that she's inescapable. She's the human manifestation of temptation and control, a character you can't stop watching even when you know she's the villain. How does that phrase go again? She could make me worse. Love her, hate her, fear her, it doesn't matter. Because in the end, just like Denji, you'll still end up on your knees, barking for attention. Hell, villains were always more attractive anyway. But this next waifu is probably the strongest bunny girl of the previous generation. Mai Sakurajima, Rascal does not dream of bunny girl senpai. On the surface, Mai Sakurajima is the calm, composed teen actress who walked through life with the personality of someone who grew up too fast. She wasn't loud or over the top. In fact, she was the exact opposite of the high-energy anime trope. She was quiet, confident, and nonchalant, and that's why everyone fell for her. She is the gold standard of anime girlfriends. She's confident without arrogance, empathetic without being a pushover, and knows how to call out Sakuta's nonsense like she's been doing for decades. Her relationship with Sakuta doesn't play like a wish fulfillment rom-com. It plays like two people genuinely trying to understand each other. She teases, she comforts, she hurts, and that's why people love her, because she feels human. Compare that to some of the issues we called out in Naruto earlier, for instance. This is just such a different level. It's amazing what adding a little bit of depth and well-roundedness and flaws and bickering will do to make a character much more endearing. And in an anime landscape filled with so many tropes, that kind of emotional normalcy hits like a truck. Fans didn't just like her, they crowned her. Reddit polls, Twitter threads, anime award shows, it was the same result every time. Mai has been dominating best girl lists since 2018, like it's a yearly ritual. And the reason's simple. She's the perfect blend of grounded emotion and quiet allure. She doesn't need drama, superpowers, or a tragic monologue to make you care. She just needs one soft look and one line of honest affection, and suddenly you're emotionally invested for life. Next, we have a hated waifu that the world is actually starting to love. Emilia, RE0. Emilia, the silver-haired, half-elf princess who was single-handedly responsible for one of the biggest civil wars in anime fandom history. On paper, she's everything you'd expect from a fantasy wife. She's kind, selfless, gentle, and the type who'd heal a wounded puppy and apologize for not doing it faster. She's the classic archetype of being too nice for the cruel world she lives in. Basically, think if protect at all costs were a person, it'd be her. But somehow, it's also half the reason the internet turned on her. Because while Emilia was busy being a wholesome beacon of goodness, Rem showed up. She fought the world for Subaru and instantly stole the entire show. Suddenly, Emilia wasn't the only choice anymore. And then this incredible, infamous scene happened. Definitely one of the greatest anime confessions of all time, which also leads us to... one of the most heartbreaking anime rejections of all time. It's not that people hated Emilia because she was bad, it's just that she was the reason why Subaru rejected such a perfect girl. While the opinion about Emilia has shifted because of more character depth in recent seasons, she's still disliked by many Rem fans. But hey, all I'm gonna say is, who a character would love is not necessarily who you as a reader would love. And that's fine too. So, what do you guys think of these waifus? And did we miss any of your favorites? Quite a lot going, to be fair. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let the waifu wars commence.